What is up, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 Phantom Fireworks Buyer Guide for California. Welcome, my California Pyros. You came to the right video if you're trying to figure out to buy what from Phantom this year. Unfortunately, Phantom has the most underwhelming lineup for new items in 2019, but we'll get through it. I'll show you guys what to skip, what to buy, and have one of the best shows you can have. I'm a firm believer in buying single items. You would know this if you're an old-time veteran viewer. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe if you like California Safe and Sane Fireworks. I'm the guy that knows everything about it. I try to be, at least. I'm trying to stay modest. Anyways, so let's get right off the bat. We're going to start at their new items. So we have these 3 new superhero fountains. You get 3 for $40, and it's a $45 value. So apparently, I missed the days when things said a $700 value, and it was like $400 or something like that. But apparently, we're no longer modest here at Phantom. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and look at all 3 of these fountains here. We're gonna start with my least favorite to my favorite. My least favorite is this really underwhelming Professor Flame one. It's just super weak. Look at the height on this thing. It's super underwhelming. It's got these flying fish effects that don't really work half the time. Some of them work, some of them don't. It's got a cool green, I guess, if your favorite color is green. It's just very weak. This is the weakest of the bunch, is Professor Flame. So I don't know if you can mix and match. If so, if you could just pick all of one, because I'll show you my favorite one out of the 3. And even if that it's my favorite, it's still pretty underwhelming. This is just really weak. I mean, this is just it's comical how weak it is. So we're gonna skip the rest of that. We're gonna go to a Majestic Lightning. This is the middle of the pack one. Its redeeming quality is it has a lot of crackle and some decent height during the crackle stages, but then it goes back down to being this watered down, miserable, low height, low power, just miserable fountain. Look at there's just no power behind this. It's just really boring looking, and then it goes back to a crackle, which is nice and high. It's a little bit better. So this is the middle of the pack one, Majestic Lightning. My favorite one out of the bunch is going to be Iron Master, mainly because it actually you can hear the power. It's got some of the fish effects as well, better color. It has just better height. The height kicks in here. The finale effect, I like this one the best. So if you can maybe do 2 Iron Masters, 1 Majestic Lightning, or all Iron Masters, that's the way to go. I mean, I really can't recommend any of it. It's more of a meh. I mean, it's just underwhelming. So this is a no, this is a maybe, and if you can somehow get all 3 of Iron Masters or all 3 of these ones and just skip this one, then you're going to have a better deal, I suppose. But even that, they're kind of underwhelming in themselves. We're going to start with the big boys and work our way down. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you don't buy these. And There She Glows is a no. If you like There She Glows, or if you've never seen it. Okay, so I'll show you There She Glows real quick. So There She Glows is this huge fountain. Looks giant, looks good on the shelf. People, that doesn't happen all the time, though. It's basically a Dragon's Tears. You can get this same effect in Dragon's Tears for cheaper. That's what I'm basically getting at. So for the price, it malfunctions a lot. So I mean, maybe you'll get lucky and get one that malfunctions and shoots the globules high, but I highly doubt it. For the price, you're just better off buying a Dragon's Tear with the buy one get one free. So what I would do, we're skipping ahead, but I would buy an Illuminati Trigon Dragon's Tear. You automatically are saving, $20 on that, because There She Glows costs $60. So that's a no. Komodo Dragon has always been terrible. Skip it. If you want a firework that's going to last forever, you could go with the Phantom Crown Jewel, but it's a no for me. The New York Harbor Fountain is extremely watered down and not worth it anymore. If you look at the prices, these both are $70. You're better off going to TNT and buying the opening show, and I guarantee you will enjoy it more than these. The Premier Fire Dance Apache Premier, it's just meh. It's very hit or miss. Sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you get a miss. Sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you get a bad one. It's hit or miss. The only one I could recommend out of any of these is going to be the Apache Fire Dance, and that's a hard stretch. I barely want to say yes to that. So over here, The recommended item on this entire page would be the radioactive spark. The price tag is a bit steep, but it's going to be the only effect that you can get in California that spins like this. It's actually a pretty cool effect. If you've never had it before, it's one of my highly recommended. The peacock tail fountain is kind of all right. If you like the effects where it kind of shoots out multiple tubes at a time, it's okay. But the price is what's making me reluctant on recommending it. If I were to pick one, I would pick the radioactive spark out of this whole page. Next up, they do have decent BOGOs. So the BOGOs, I would go with 2 luminescents here for $18.99. And then I already showed you what I would do for the $39 combo. Would be get the Dragon's Tears and Illuminati Triangle, skip the Bruja, skip the Duo. For the 24 BOGO, skip. I would had this a couple years ago, the Pixie X fountain. Unless you have like a little girl that loves like, Tinkerbell or Pixies and stuff, then there's no point in buying this. It's an awful fountain. I would just get 2 of the same Moondance Premier fountains. They do have they have a Phantom Uproar fountain, Phantom Treasure, and I forget what this one's called. Sorry, I don't have the best quality of the flyer here. But it's also $10.99. Totally looks legit there. For a $10.99 BOGO, just get 2 Phantom Uproar fountains. It has high crackle. That's about all it's got to go for. Dragon Slayer's all right. The confetti lights, that's awful. Dragon Slayer's okay. I mean, if you could, I would do a Dragon Slayer and an Uproar fountain if you wanted to buy from the $10.99 page. So that is the recommendations for the BOGOs and the finales. Most of the finales are going to be better at TNT. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And if DFS is around, go to DFS. I will also be doing a DFS guide if available in your area. All right, so we do have some other fountains on the back here that weren't covered on the front page. Funky Monkey's actually decent for $30, so this is a recommend. They do have the butterfly fountains. These are actually also the only stand you could get these at is Phantom. They're only $5.99, so those aren't bad. I recommend this, the Funky Monkey. $30 price tag though, so keep that in mind. Red, White, and Hullabaloo, it's kind of meh. The Lady Liberty has been meh. They do have tanks, so you can do a little tank battle. It's alright if you like novelties. The Frog, if you have a lot of kids that like to see a frog's eyes light up and mouth light up, then maybe. But other than that, it's pretty boring firework there. You're better off buying TNT's Purple Rain because you only get one here, and it's BOGO for like $1 more. So skip that. Go to TNT to buy your Moondance / Purple Rains. Killer Bees, you can get these at DFS. But if you don't have a DFS, you can get them here. There's those screaming little fountains. So, Smoke Balls, they're the same price. I think they're I think Firecrackle whips are cheaper at TNT, and they're BOGO. Smoke Balls, anything under the $5 menu is going to be. The only thing I could absolutely recommend is Crackle Balls, and that's about it. Any of these, and Piccolo Pete's or Whistling, I think you should buy Piccolo Pete's at TNT and not the Phantom things because they're more expensive, like $1 more. They're $6.99. I think TNT has them for $5.99. Anyway, so my ultimate, my assortment I would always recommend used to be $119.99, and now they've increased it to $140. That's insane. This assortment used to be the Ostrux price. It's insane. So I used to recommend this assortment. This was the best bang for your buck when it was $120. I can't recommend it anymore. Never buy the Fire Blast. Do not. If you want an assortment, buy the Ostrux. If you have to buy an assortment this year and you don't have any other money, if you only have $150 to your name and you can only buy one thing, I have to say just buy the Ostrux. It's going to be an okay show, but unfortunately they kind of ripped you off. You could have bought some other stuff. As somebody that bought the Backyard Bash, don't buy this. It is expensive as hell and not worth it. Don't buy this. 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 Absolutely don't buy this. This is a ripoff. Only one I could give a meh on is the Ostrux. Best because they increased the price, and even then, you should goddamn boycott them because they're just price hiking. So, no assortments. I say from any stand, don't buy them from TNT. Don't buy them from Phantom. The best thing you could do is go to both stands, buy single items, and go on from there. That's your best bet. I mean, a lot of there's some items from last year that will be there. So this is looking a little more clear. If you look, this is I think this is last year's. They used to have Coral Reef. Coral Reef would be a recommendation, but they don't have Coral Reef. Some stands may, but if you look at that, they increased the prices on the Crown Jewel, and what was the other one? The New York Harbor Fountain actually went up too, and the Komodo is $50. This is not worth $60 at all. It's just really, really aggravating that they're doing this to us. There it is, the Phantom Uproar Fountain and the Phantom Treasure, and they have another new one. The Firecracker Fountain, if you could find it, that's a recommendation. Funky Monkey went up in price. If you look, it was $25 last year. It's now $29. Some things got moved around. The Peacock Tail Fan used to be $35.99, and now it is $39.99. So it moved up another $5. Just little price hikes are really annoying to me, like that don't need to happen. Oh yeah, they didn't. I guess the New York Harbor Fountain's $60, and the Komodo for whatever reason. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do for some things that if I can't figure it out, this is what I encourage everyone to do. Everything in life, you should do this. If you can't, if somebody tells you something, do your own research. Look it up. Phantom Komodo 3000 fountain. So you click here, you click this, and you watch it, and you decide, do I like the effects? If you look at it, holy God, this is weak as hell. I mean, you're paying $60 for this, and you could have bought like you got to keep in mind, fountains can only do so many effects. So if you just buy 3 Illuminati fountains, or what is it, Illuminescence fountains, it would have done the same thing. It's just so dumb that this is what they're selling you. I don't like. I'm no TNT fanboy or anything, but if we go to the TNT opening show and we watch it here, you're getting what you pay for in this, at least somewhat. You get a high crackle, high effect, and the finale on this thing is all this crackle. This is an awesome effect. This is almost worth the money. You got 5 tubes firing off at once. And if you looked at the Komodo, the most you had was maybe 2 at a time. And if you count the whistle, that's 3, and that you're paying $60+ for this thing, and they're not firing more than 1 tube. That's just asinine. So I'm venting a little bit because we kind of got shafted here as California Pyros this year from Phantom. They kind of gave us the middle finger, so I'm upset with them. I'm probably not going to be shopping at there at all this year. But I know for some of you guys that can't get things like I do, you have to buy stuff when it comes to June 28th. So I'm just letting you know what I feel about all this stuff. I know if you watch this long, you guys are my veterans, or you're seriously into fireworks. So I appreciate you guys. And if you're new here, welcome aboard. Feel free to join the Discord and talk to us. I know this isn't as upbeat and happy, but it just sucks that Phantom is just giving us the middle finger this year. I mean, they used to have good products. Now, I mean, they're notorious for being known as the most overpriced firework company, but now it's just really showing. It's really glaring right now. So anyways, that was the buyer's guide. Very short and sweet. Sorry it wasn't probably what you guys wanted. I know I used to be more enthusiastic about Phantom because they had some better deals. The Awestruck was one of the best assortments you could buy. Years past, it had good items, good quality, and now we're getting this. I do like their mix and match BOGOs. That's about all that they got going for them right now. But unfortunately, half of the BOGOs that they have are garbage, so you end up kind of skipping that anyways. And I'm primarily upset about their new items. It should something we be looking forward to every year. What new items that they're gonna release, and we just got a middle finger with this crappy 3 superhero rewrap crap for $40. I mean, I prefer to have a choice between 3 fountains and not have to get all 3. It'd be nice if I could just buy one. I'd buy the Iron Master. I straight up would buy that one, and maybe the Lightning one. But that's about it. I mean, Illuminati Triangle, Dragon's Tears, those are all good fountains. You actually get a good deal on those. Dragon's Tears and Illuminati, like those are really good fountains for the price. But other than that, it's just like, wow, Phantom. You only have a few good items that are singles now, and so does TNT. TNT is not free of sin as well. I'm going to be doing an ultimate buyer's guide, which what I would pick out of all the stands and kind of make a list for you guys. It's going to be TNT and just going to be just TNT and Phantom because DFS is on their way out, and I don't really want to have us reliant on them anymore. And I know a lot of you guys don't have access to a DFS fireworks stand, especially because a lot of their locations got cut this year. So the ultimate buyer's guide is probably just going to be with TNT and Phantom. And going forward, I still will do a DFS guide, even though it's gonna be hit or miss. I mean, you could probably watch my old DFS buyer's guide and kind of get, because they didn't add any new products, so it's gonna be exactly the same. So, anyways, that's the Phantom buyer's guide. Sorry, it was kind of a Debbie Downer of a video at the end here, but thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.